tonight. What?
Hold on. I was trying to connect. Okay, go.
Hi, welcome back to the Nikki and Carly Show. We're here with Judy tonight. This is our mom. So, Judy, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm a little nervous.
You probably should be a little nervous. So Judy, I was going to tell a little bit about you, but if you want to introduce yourself, go ahead and tell us what you want to know, what you want us to know about you.
My name is Judy Morell, also known as Mommy and Judy.
I call my mom
As you know,
Judy.
Nicole has called me Judy since she was a little girl when I had a daycare center in my at the house, and everybody called me Judy. So she's always called me Judy. It kind of freaks people out when they hear my daughter call me Judy, but it is a term of endearment to me. So anyway, so I'm happy to be here with my girls. I've enjoyed watching their podcast, and I do have some things that I do need to correct on this. But anyway, so look forward to this.
And I'm Carly. I'm the baby sister. I'm the favorite daughter. And
well, yeah, I think you are the favorite daughter, and I'm not even mad about it, kind of. But we'll get into that.
Favorite.
Shut up. There definitely is a favorite. We're gonna get into that in just a minute. But so a little bit about Judy, though. She won't tell you. She helps everybody. It doesn't matter if you want her help or you don't want her help. She's gonna help you. But it's been amazing.
I'm aggressively helpful.
Aggressively helpful. But it's been really amazing to watch our mom through the years just help so many people and all the things that she's done. It's pretty inspiring to follow in those footsteps. So, I mean, we've had people live with us. We've always had somebody living with us. We've always been doing some fundraiser, baking, all kinds of stuff. Mom collects things for people. She gave somebody glasses before. I mean, it's just the most random stuff, but it's been very inspiring to watch. So, I mean, everybody who knows Judy knows that she's going to help you. And she always cons Pop into doing it with her. Pop always gets dragged in.
He does that.
When I say, oh, honey, I was thinking, he's like, oh, no.
He considers it God's work, so he's pretty good about doing it. But I think one of my favorite stories, Mom, about you is Dorothy Michaels, when you helped take care of her. Do you want to tell a little bit about that?
Dorothy Michaels was a patient that had no family. She had a cousin. That was it. She was 81 years old. And I didn't know it, but she had cancer, but she didn't have any family. And so I would go by and make her breakfast in the morning, get her dressed, go to work, have lunch, bring her lunch, come back, go to work, come back, put her to bed, and then I'd go home and take care of my own family routine. She was sick with cancer. I didn't know it. And in the end, she told me she wanted to die in her own home, and she did. And it was a blessing for her and for us because she had no family. So we brought her to Christmas. The kids all made cards. And I used to take her shopping, and so she had her end of life was fun. We had a good time. And anyway, so I moved in with Dennis on July 22nd that year, and she passed on July 22nd. So
well, the cool thing about that is I'm going to give a little more detail. Judy was a single mom at the time, and so she was doing all this while taking care of us at home and managing girls at the house and trying to work full time and still take care of Dorothy. And when she talks about feeding her lunch, she was spoon feeding her, she was bathing her. It was all these things that this poor woman would have never had. And because of Dorothy Michaels, when she passed, she left you everything, right? But a vase.
She left me everything. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's how I went to college, was because of Dorothy and because of Mom's loving and caring for this woman who didn't have anybody. So it was kind of
But
cool. So that
the
kind of
ironic
gives you,
thing was I had no idea that she had anything. She had everything stuffed in closets, hidden.
just a little tiny apartment.
She never talked about having any money. She really didn't have much money anyway, but so I was just helping her and feeding her, buying her groceries, and then in the end so I have a set of dishes that I think that I've used a few times over the years. And
I have stuff of hers. I have a table.
Chair.
I have a ring and a table. Yeah.
From her. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool, but that kind of gives you a backstory about who Judy is. I think that's like such a great story that kind of sets her character, right, Carly? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she used to make me an extra peanut butter and jelly every day for school so that I could throw it out the bus window to the man who lived under the bridge. So that's Judy. Like, she just... And then, and I always remember, too, growing up, I'd be like, Mom, please don't put your window down. Ask this guy his shoe size. Please, Mom, please.
Yeah,
I did.
So she would ask him his shoe size, and then we would hightail it to a store and go get his shoes and then come back and give it to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah that was Mom.
So if you ever want to know who we are, you just get a good look at Judy, because that's why I tell people in the grocery store they should get this instead of that, because it's better and it's cheaper and you're going to like it better. But I'm sorry, Mom, what were you going to say?
I just think, that I do it because I believe that God's asked me to do it. I've cared for many women, single mothers, single women who have been, have needed help. And, it's just been a blessing for me to help them, really. So, yeah. And then I brought my children in on it, my family. So, we all were blessed by the things that God brought our way, really. So.
I would agree with that. And I would have to say, like, there's no doubt that Mom loves us. Like, we're her favorite people and her greatest blessing.
We all talk every day.
Yeah. So Mom did this really sweet Facebook post about Carly and I, and just went on and on about Daughter's Day and how beautiful her daughters were and how much she loves them. And Jake, can you show the picture?
This was her first time posting on Facebook, so she's so proud of herself.
She was so proud that she made all these pictures of her daughters. And so this was in the stream of pictures. Let me know when it's up, Jake.
I have never done it since.
Can you hear? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, so everybody at home can see it.
I could not see the bottom of the picture when I posted it.
So
either.
This is a picture that I had because of our previous story where my sister looked like a...
Yeah,
her makeup was done like a drag queen. Like, she looked like she was amazing.
And if you look at the picture, you can see Carly and I with our smiles. This was our Botox.
Yep, that was our Botox smile. And then... So I was calling Nicole a man all the time. So I drew a penis on the picture in front of her.
And I didn't see it.
So I'm scrolling through the photos like, oh, this is so sweet. This is the first time Mom has ever done it. And I get to this picture and I lose it. Cannot pull words out. I'm crying and I call Mom and all I'm trying to say is dick pic. And Mom is like, what are you saying? What are you saying? And I'm like, dick pic, you had dick pic. And she's like, I did not post a dick pic. And I'm like, yes. So we call Carly. And Carly's looking through the photos. So Carly starts laughing. And Mom's freaking out because she's like, what did I post? What did I post?
Delete it. They're not going to delete it. She's panicking because she just learned how to put them on, let alone how to delete it.
And I couldn't get words out, so I couldn't help it all.
Pleading with us, like pleading. She's like, please tell me how to delete these. Like, I don't know how to do it. I can't figure it out.
All my friends are going to see it.
Oh my gosh.
And I were just hysterical.
I had no idea. I couldn't see it on my picture.
Thanks, Jake. So I mean that was
I've done numerous things like that. I'm not allowed to text anymore.
No, you definitely not allowed to text
on text.
No, because we put on a group text, and then all of a sudden, Mom's talking to Pop on a group text, and we're like, stop talking, stop texting. Like, no, wrong text feed.
Like
So
a Mother's
she's not
Day
allowed.
when I was away from home and Pop sent me a cute little message.
No, we don't have to
missing
relive
me.
it. We don't have to relive it.
No, I thought I was responding to him, and Nicole's in church thinking I was responding to her Mother's Day post that she sent out to all of her girlfriends on Mother's Day. I got so many phone calls that day. What am I doing?
Yeah, Mom is
So
not
I'm not
allowed.
allowed to do that anymore.
Not allowed
No.
to text.
No, and then she sends out this like provocative Santa thing to all her grandkids.
That again was an accident.
They're like,
Again,
why did Grandma send this to us?
I didn't get in the beginning how the group text thing work or how to look and make sure you're just sending it.
Crazy things.
Yeah, we don't let Mom text anymore.
So
We're-
no. If you don't get a group text from me, that's the reason why.
Well, and it's funny because you just went out of the country. Well, I guess out of the country, but you just went on a big trip, and I told Carly, I was like, oh my gosh, we just sent her out. She's never Ubered before. Like
No. She doesn't know how to do any of
no,
this.
but we sent her with a very savvy friend, so we felt very confident about that.
Thank you.
But yeah. So we were like, okay, she's with her, she's fine. She'll be Ubered. So yeah, so that's pretty funny. So thanks, Mom, for sharing that beautiful post. But you do tend to pin us against each other.
Oh, all the time. All the time. Oh, Nicole would do this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I said, well, if I want to give them a gift, no, Mom, you don't have to do that. Well, Carly would take it.
Or you tell us both that you want a crock pot,
Yeah.
and then we both get you a crock pot. So mom comes to Carly's to help with the boys so they can work because they own their own business. And so, and my kids are big. So when Grandma comes here, it's a totally different world. Like we're doing totally different things than what she's doing there. But,
Yeah.
so
I'm giving driving lessons there and body training here.
yeah. So Mom's coming to Carly's, right? And of course we clean like crazy before Mom comes, not because she expects it, but just because we want to. And my dumb sister is ironing her sheets.
I said, Mom, I've done everything but iron your sheets.
And I said, what are you talking about? Ironing her damn sheets. Who does that? So she
They
says
were
a
so
picture.
soft.
You
I
stop.
was like, I'm gonna expect it every time now. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm
That's
coming to your
bullshit.
house.
That's bullshit.
Ironing the
I'm coming to your house.
Ironing the sheets. Who does that? Who? I want to know. Comment on our thing if you iron your bed sheets, because
What did you? I don't iron my own sheets. I just did it for Mom to get your panties in a wad.
Yeah, it worked too because she was like,
Fucking sheets.
it's like, what in the world? Who does that? But Carly will always like, oh, Mom, I got you this and I got you that. She's such a suck up. So a long time ago.
It works. Maybe you should try it.
So she sent me a picture of her sheets and she goes, I can't live in this.
I never even noticed how wrinkly my
Can't
sheets
live in
were.
this
I was
now.
like, I can't be seen in this. This is ridiculous. And I'm a big linens person. Like, I'm like all about linens. Except for Mom got me these pair of sheets and they're so great. But they're discontinued because I looked them up. I looked up the tag. But they're like the perfect weight. So they breathe. You're not too hot, not too cold. They're not my favorite color. But I accidentally poured bleach on them. So now they're tie-dyed.
Hey,
It looked
it's
terrible.
coming back. It's coming back.
I know it's terrible,
Hang
but I
on to them
can't.
for a little bit.
They're too good. They're too good to get rid of. But so Carly, I wanted you to tell the story about when Mom. So Dane loves Mom. Like that's his favorite person in the whole world. I mean, they have to play together. She does all the things with him, doctor, whatever. And so she'll go lay with him to take a nap. So Carly, tell what happened. Or
Well,
Mom, you
could
tell
you
what
possibly
happened. You tell what happened when you went to put Dane down for a nap and he locked you in.
Yeah.
So Dane, okay, but here's the thing. So let me give you a little insight. So Dane has Down syndrome, and in order to keep him in his room, we had to flip the doorknob so that he doesn't get out and just wander the house, because we have to literally lock him in his room at night, because otherwise he will get up and help himself out into the living room at 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. He will do it, and he has. So we had to turn the doorknob. Well, he's dead set that grandma ain't leaving this room, so he locks.
He's like, I know she's gonna sneak out as soon as I fall asleep.
He locks the door.
So she goes in, puts him down for a nap. She gets him all asleep. She climbs out of bed, and she's trying to sneak out. She goes to open the door, and she's like, panic sets in. So she's trying to find the key, because we have a key normally, but I guess it fell.
So I have to climb up on the bed, and now here I'm trying to keep the kid asleep because he's taking a nap. I climb up on the bed, try to find the key, can't find it. I call I got my cell phone with me. I call Carly.
And they won't answer, so you text me. Get a hold of your sister.
I'm like, leave you a message. I can't find the key. I'm locked.
It's just like, call your sister and have her call me right away.
And the funny thing is,
and I'm like, what's happening?
I have the window barricaded almost, where I have this IKEA bookshelf thing in front of the window, so it's hard for him to get to the window and climb out. That's another hazard. So,
but to avoid doing that, I'm trying to find his little tools, and I'm trying to knock the pin out of the door. And the son of a gun is sleeping. Meanwhile, I'm sneaking around trying to be real quiet. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
And there for 30 minutes.
And you had to go to the bathroom.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to get out of here. So then again, I got to pull the blinds up. I'm making all this noise. Move the bookshelf, open the window, get the screen, climb out the window. Out the window. He still sounds asleep. So now I don't even worry about it anymore. I make noise when I'm putting him down. As soon as he goes to sleep, it's okay. But yeah, I'm like, I can't get out. I gotta go to the bathroom.
So Nicole and I are just dying. I'm climbing out of the window. I can just see her.
Can you imagine if he wakes up and sees her? He's like, oh,
well,
new challenge.
My fear was that he would wake up. That's why I didn't do it initially, because I didn't want to teach him how to get out of his bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
He's smart. He would do it.
No,
he would do it.
One time, he's gone.
Yeah, so anyway, he slept all the way through it. I finally got out, went to the bathroom, and I hid a spare key. Another one. So there's one above the door, and there's one hidden.
We literally have we had to hide keys just to get in. Because Dane will lock us out everywhere, and he thinks it's funny, and he sits at the window ha ha ha.
My kids locked me out of the house one time. I went outside and Nate locked the door, and we had a glass door, and he didn't realize that he locked it, and so he just hit it with his little finger, and I was locked out, and he's crying in the glass trying to get to me, and I'm crying outside trying to get to him. And I called Jake. I'm like, you got to come home and unlock the door. So Jake had to come all the way home to unlock the door because poor Nate was locked inside. He was 2. It was bad.
Devin did that to me. He was in the car. He was under 2 years old. Locks me out of the car. My purse is in there. I've got Tylenol in my purse, and I have lipstick. So he's in there with the lipstick. He would not unlock that door. I had to call the fire department to come get him out of the door.
There's so many
Kids
things.
are so great.
Oh gosh.
So listen, what I want to tell my viewers is that if ever you get a chance, embarrass your kids, because they are going to get you.
You embarrass me all the time.
You get them. I have. I know. I get you all the time.
I'm part of my friends. I'm like, Mom, these are my friends. My friends are my friends.
I said, get them every time you can, honestly, because they will get you.
I'm nervous because she's sitting on something.
I know she is.
I know.
No. Well, I wanted to get back to one of your podcasts. You were saying about the using your magic markers and everything.
Oh,
and this is what they did to me.
Oh, it's hard to see.
You can't see
They
it.
trapped me. Oh, you can't see it? You can't see it?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
can see it. Look.
Right? Look at that. They tackled me on the floor and wrote all over my face, put my hair in a weird hairdo, called for pizza, and made me go answer the door like that. The poor kid that delivered the pizza was so freaked out.
He's like,
When
blink
I
twice. Blink twice if you need help.
So what I have is a little eyebrow pencil that I was
Ah!
going to do for Carly tonight. And don't worry, Nicole, it's coming for you too.
You're all blurred though. What happened?
I know. I don't know what happened.
I think there you go. You went too close to it and then it didn't focus again.
They had so much fun torturing their mother. So, again, when you get a chance, make sure you embarrass your children because they will get you.
Yeah, we will get you. So let's talk about that because that's a great lead in to my next story. I didn't even know that was going to be so easy. Speaking of embarrassing you. So wait, why are you so blurred? Fix it first.
For you.
Well, okay, so we go to my cousin's wedding, which was in Florida on the beach. I got to get a tissue for this.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I have to get my Depends ready.
so we go to my cousin's wedding and I'm without kids. I'm there by myself. So mom, we're all staying in the same house. So Ted, Carly, the boys, mom and I. Well, it was open bar, so it was just super fun. We had a blast. I mean, just like the best wedding ever. So back in the day, there was a show, and the show, the mother on the show, whenever she would greet somebody, she would like French kiss them, like in their mouth. And so I started doing that just to get Judy, right? So I would go and I would grab you by the back of your head. Like I would go and hug you. Oh, hey. And I would come and I would grab by the back of the head and I would pull you in so close that it was like, oh gosh, like she's going to kiss me.
Not to me. You did it to all your cousins. They were so freaked out. They're like, Nicole, we're cousins.
Oh.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I did it to my cousins. I did it to my friends. Like I did it to everyone. So, and Judy would instigate this. So that's back to that whole, she looks sweet, but she's the instigator. So she would instigate me to do this. So we're at the wedding and there you go. You're back. So we're at this wedding and she says to me, go get my sister, who's the mother of the bride. Right. And I'm like, okay. So I go over and I'm like, this has been such a great wedding. Thank you for having us. And I grab her and I pull her in. And she screams at the top of her lungs. And I've got her head, so she can't move. And with that, sets Judy off. So now Judy is crying, hysterically laughing. And what happens, Judy? What did you do? Talk about embarrassing.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm banned. I can't quit peeing. I'm peeing. Now, mind you, the other scenario is that it's in a hall, like it's in the reception area off to the side, but it's a huge area.
Huge
right,
area.
where the tables are. And I am by myself, standing in pee-pee.
The kid was loading the gifts from the table onto on one of those hotel luggage racks that you roll. And so he was doing that. And
he goes to leave with the luggage rack. And it's just me and him and the luggage. I said, you're not going anywhere with that. And he goes, I freaked out.
And you couldn't avoid it. You're just standing in a puddle of pee.
He hands me a cloth. Oh my gosh. I was so embarrassed. I said, Nicole, you better pee. You made me pee. You better pee.
Oh,
and
yelling
I'm
at me.
her.
Yelling at me like I'm 6. Pee my pants. You better pee your pants. Pee your pants right now.
And
We're not leaving till you pee your pants.
And Julie took off. Right.
Oh, she left.
And
yeah, she was gone.
She left, and she left because she was going to pee her pants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
she definitely.
I know she went to Jack because then I'm standing there with the cart in the middle of this whole reception area by myself. Well, I told Nicole, you better go get the kids. Go get Carly. We're leaving.
We're leaving. We're leaving right now, Nicole. We're leaving. Well, so I got to go gather everybody. I can't just leave the wedding
leaves for
without
like
saying goodbye.
45 minutes.
What do you want me to do?
And
There's a whole bunch of people to say goodbye to. And my family was on the dance floor. I had to dance over to them to get them and tell them we had to leave because Mom's standing in pee.
The father of the bride, Jack, comes over and he goes, so Judy, what's going on? I go, you know what's going on? I peed my pants.
Yeah.
I am mortified. I cannot believe it.
She'll never live it down.
So she comes over, Nicole comes back, and I go, where have you been? We gotta leave. She goes, I'm not the one slushing in my shoes.
Because she had those fancy shoes on that have like the shiny insoles, so like every step she took was just like a slide. And
I should have just took off running, but no, like a fool. I stand there all by myself.
Waiting for me to come back. Go get my purse. We are leaving.
I never got to say goodbye to anybody, but I was supposed to go to a family brunch the next day.
But wait. That night, so Mom and I are sleeping with the boys. So I'm sleeping with one boy and Grandma's sleeping with the other. And she's mortified, cannot pull it together. You know, you're so embarrassed that you can't, like, you're just giggling, you're nervous, you want to throw up, the whole thing.
It was awful.
We giggled till, I don't know,
4 o'clock in the
4
morning.
4 o'clock in the morning, just laughing, hysterical, could not pull it together. And Mom's like, I'm not going to the brunch. You can't make me go. I'm not leaving this room. I'm not going back.
I'm not going.
I'm like, you have to go. It's a wedding. It's our family. Like, you have to show up.
I didn't go. I went with Carly to the beach with the boys, and I stayed on the beach waterline for hours. And then the family started showing up. Finally, I'm like, I have to go up there. So I get there, and Michael, my nephew Michael, goes, so I understand somebody peed at the wedding. I'm like, oh no. Everybody knew. And I didn't know that Jessica and Chris did not go for a honeymoon. So now they're coming to the beach, and I've got to face the bride and groom. But and the father of the bride, Jack and Julie, my sister, they don't show up for hours, like till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But he's texting me, Judy, the hotel, they're asking for money for cleaning carpets. And I'm like, do they take a credit card?
That weekend was so much fun. That weekend was so much fun. I mean, it was Mother's Day weekend.
Horrible. It was horrible.
It was one of my favorite Mother's Days ever.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I had so much fun giggling with you in our hotel room.
I had to apologize to the bride and groom, my brother-in-law, and sister. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
But that you have to admit though,
in Irish weddings, you expect maybe a fight. No.
Oh,
Jessica's wedding has to have Aunt Judy pee in the lobby in the reception room.
Well, it's kind of funny because
I don't go.
It's not the first time.
My depends.
Yeah, well, it's not the first time that my aunts have been on the verge of peeing their pants. So they all agree that they need to wear them when they're around us. So that's good.
But it was funny.
But but yeah, onto that whole pitting us against each other. It reminds me of this story. So, Mom, yeah. So Mom has her opinion about Carly and I. So who we are and how she relates to us and all that stuff. So one time Mom went to a fortune teller or a psychic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Card reader.
And so she told her that her daughters, I thought the story was one was going to be surrounded by computers and the other one was going to be wealthy. And Mom was like, no, that's not it. So tell them, Mom, what she said.
She told me that I had nothing to worry about my children, my daughters, because the one would be surrounded by computers and the other one was the most compassionate person you'll have ever met, but she's like a duck with water. Water that runs off her back, but she'd be the most compassionate person. So no, it wasn't you. You were the computer one. And does it not ring true? I mean,
I said, how do you know? How do you know that it's me? How do you know I'm not the compassionate one?
You're completely surrounded by computers.
Yeah. She's like, you are not the compassionate one.
Not making it better, Mom. Not making it better.
I'm like, how'd you know which one was which? So mom calls the other day. She needs a character witness. She's throwing out all these names. And I'm like, you called me. No. She's like, oh, Carly's going to be my character witness. What? I'm your you talked to 3 different times about your character witness, and not one time did you ask me to be one. So we always laugh about, like, Carly's the one that's going to be more compassionate. So if you have a problem and you want to cry, you call Carly. She's going to cry.
You're the one that always says that. Look, I'm not the one to be calling for this. Call Carly.
Well,
it.
Yeah, well, I'm a little more like, put your big girl pants on and let's do this thing.
But we can't call mom either, because you'd be like, oh, this happened to me today. She goes, oh,
that's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, how are you going to get through that?
The wind is in my hair right now. Like, I want to jump. Like, you're not helping.
Oh, that's so bad. How are you going to even talk to them again? Did you say that? Like, she's totally not good.
Don't call mom if you need to pick me up, because she's like, I can't believe that happened. You did that?
And then she'll throw in a, like, were you wearing that?
Oh, I do not. I don't do it all the time. I can say I have been in a couple times, because then I go, that probably wasn't the best thing to say.
Emily says you're savage.
I'm brutal. No, she says I'm brutal.
Brutally honest.
Brutally honest is right. But
I'm aggressively helpful, brutally honest. I'm not very sympathetic for people that don't work. Being a single mom and working all those jobs and support my family.
Yeah.
So, there's some things, you get a little,
jaded against.
Go to work. Just go to work.
So
I don't want to hear it.
So at this whole, like, Carly and Nikki thing, like, how different we are. And we are really, we really are different. Like, I would agree with that. Don't you? I think we're...
No,
and you are 8.5.
It's totally different.
Yeah. And you're 8.5 years different in age.
Yeah.
And you are more of your father's side of the family.
Yeah.
And Carly's more of my side of the family.
Okay, but what do you say when you're at a party to people?
But
how
I say
to everybody.
When I was younger, I looked more like Carly because I was thin.
And now that I'm chunky, I look like Nicole, is what she says. And I'm like, I'm standing next to you.
I look like Nicole.
When I'm Carly. So guess who I look like now?
Hold on, Jake. Can you show the picture, the Poppy picture? So we have a picture, and so hold on. So it's a picture of how Judy looks like me, which is kind of creepy because if you're ever with us, that's Carly. That's the Carly skinny one. So that's when she looks like Carly. And then if you'll show the other one, Jake.
She heard me telling somebody that, and she goes, you just called me fat. I was like, oh. I didn't mean it like that.
That's exactly what she meant it like, and she's used it she's done it multiple times. So it's this picture that's on the screen now. You can see is Judy when she was probably my age. So, we do really, really look a lot alike, and it's kind of creepy because we have the same mannerisms and stuff. And so, the kids, Carly's kids, so we have a kind of a cool dynamic with the boys because I helped take care of them when Carly went back to work. So they stayed with me when they were babies. And so I have like a grandma feel to them, which doesn't make me happy, but so they would call me grandma. They still call me grandma sometimes because they think I'm grandma. And so it took a long time for them to realize, like, yeah. Yeah. So, and look, it doesn't help when I have my glasses on too. Look. It's not good. It's so bad. The light's not bad. So when the first time that it was Maddox. Yeah. So we were going to Nina and Papa's house for Thanksgiving, and I had gotten there first, and then Mom was coming later. So we went out. So Mom came, and so we went. I took Maddox out to say hi to Mom, and so I'm holding Maddox, and he sees Mom, and he looks at her, and then he looks at me, and then he looks at her, and he touches my face, and then touches her face, and he's like, "What? There's two of you." He thought that we were the same person. He didn't know that there was two of us.
It was so funny.
So the boys call me grandma all the time, and now they do it, I think, just to get my goat. But
Yeah, they do.
but they do mess up once in a while.
And strangers will call you grandma.
Yeah, they do call me
Already
grandma.
went over that.
Yeah. Well, I told you the other day somebody asked me how old my grandkids were, and I was like, "Mother, why don't we start with my kids? How about you ask me how old my kids are before you just assume that I'm like what?" I was so mad. I was like, "He's 18 months now. Shut up." But yeah.
Real quick, this is kind of off the subject, but since we brought up Maddox, one day, Mom was going. She was leaving town. She's going back home, and we're saying goodbye to Grandma, and Maddox was about 2, and he was really young, so he was up on Ted's shoulders, my husband Ted. So he's up on his shoulders, and he's like, "Okay, go, say bye to Grandma." So he goes over to go say goodbye to Grandma. Well, Maddox leans in, but comes all the way down and latches onto Mom's head. So now Ted's face is in Mom's boobs. He's struggling. And Maddox
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Maddox has him by the legs. He's got his legs around him, and then he's got Grandma's head like locked in. And Ted could not get out. Like, he legit almost suffocated because he's in Mom's chair. Like,
You can take the picture down now.
I'm
Thank you.
crying. I could not keep it together. We're dying laughing. Mom's dying. She's got Maddox latched on her head.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so funny.
Oh.
But
And
so
then it
now
just
we
seemed
tease Ted that he's gonna motorboat Mom all the time.
Yeah, like that. And then, not like 2 minutes later, he starts playing peekaboo between Mom's legs. And she goes, "Ted, are we doing this again?"
But he doesn't care. Like, he is so comfortable with Mom that he just
No bubble either. Yeah,
no, he just cuddles up with Mom. And I mean, your husband's a big guy. Like, he's a big dude to be cuddled up with on the couch.
Well, and it's so funny because he loves to mess with Mom. Like, one day when she was here last time, she was sitting on the couch, and she's like in the recliner, reclined back, and she can't get out of it very easily, so it's kind of hard for her. So he comes in, and he brings in 2 drinks. He gives her one, he goes, "Hold this one for me," and then he grabs her by the nostrils.
Yeah. And I can't do anything. There's no table. I'm like,
And he's just pulling her back by her nostrils, and she's screaming, "I'm peeing my pants!" I'm trying to take a picture of it. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But these two have like this relationship where, and Mom always, it's funny because like she loves to make us uncomfortable and like says like inappropriate stuff
All
like,
the time.
You
On
don't want to hear
purpose.
about your mother.
yeah, I do it deliberately.
Oh, she does
like
all
I
the
said,
time.
embarrass your kids every chance you get. I promise
All
you.
the time. Like last night, telling my friends about when she was young.
What did I say?
The shaggin' wagon.
Oh yeah. They were talking about somebody's van. Oh, Ted had a van. I got a shaggin' wagon.
And he's like, yeah, all my friends called it the shaggin' wagon. I'm like, why would you say that right here in front of Mom? Like, and he goes, "Oh no, we just slept in it. Nobody shagged in it." She goes, "I had a shaggin' wagon." I was like, "Mom, my friends are sitting right here
Well,
listening."
you just told all your friends again. It was your father's van.
She does it all the time. She's so
You might be
inappropriate.
conceived in that van.
Oh, gosh.
always-
See? It gets
See?
worse.
And this is what she does all the time. And Ted will spin it back to her, and and it doesn't faze her. She just comes back with something else, and I'm like, "Oh, stop,
You're like,
guys! Both of you quit."
Yeah,
so
it's not.
bad.
Yeah, it's not fun at all. But
it is fun. Embarrass your children every chance you get.
Yeah.
Because they will get you too.
So mom has this really good knack of like making up her own words. Or so she makes up her own words all the time, which is probably, I mean, that really does keep me on my toes a lot, Judy. Like you really do.
I do feed you so much material. It's terrible.
It's terrible. Like
Terrible.
so mom and I are in the car and we're driving and we have all the kids and Carly's at home. I think Dane was probably a baby. So we had all like my kids and Carly's boys in the car. And I said I spelled to Carly, hey, we're going to pick up some DOUGHNUNTs. Are you okay with that for the boys? And meanwhile, this one's sitting next to me in the seat and she's like, dog, nut. We're like, what are you doing? And she's like, dog. I'm like, are you having a stroke? Like, stick out your tongue. We're like, Judy, like there's a point why we spelled it and she's over here trying to sound it out. Dog. We're like, donut, Judy, donut. Like, and now we got to get donuts because all the kids heard it.
Dog nuts.
Dog.
See, I'm telling you.
She does
Or
it all the
kids.
time.
Or manatees.
Oh my gosh.
Baby
Talk about
manatee.
I'm 16 years old. We go to the public pool. Mom and I are there. Now granted, Mom was hot. Like, she really was hot back in the day. Like, you're cute, Judy, but, I mean, back in the day, you were hot, yeah. So anyway, we're at the pool. We're laying out. And these girls next to us start talking. These young girls. They're probably college.
It was a mom and a daughter. No, they were talking. And they were talking about sea lice. And I overheard them talking about it.
So helpful, Judy.
So I said, do you know what sea lice are? And they went, no. And I go, baby manatees.
And I'm like,
and they went,
I don't.
baby
I don't think that's the
like,
right word. And I'm like,
and I go, no. I mean, I was dead set. No, they are baby manatees. They're baby
and like she looks at me. She looks at me like, why aren't they listening to me?
Okay.
Duh. Read my lips. Baby manatees. And I'm like, that does not sound right at all. That man of war, Mom. Oh yeah, man of war. You could hear them scooting their metal chairs across the pool deck to get away from us. They were so mortified.
And Nicole was so mortified that her
never
mother,
go back. I never went back.
Embarrassed her so bad.
I never went back to the pool. Never went back. I was like, nope. Let's just kiss this place goodbye. We're done here. But we've done. I was
dead set on that one though.
Manatee, donut. Oh.
Now what? See, more material.
Mom and I went to Emily's cross country meet in what town, Judy? Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock. I could not get the name of the town.
Lubbock.
I will not say the name. I still can't get the name right.
So now I'm just like, should you say it? Tallulah King? Is that it? Tulsa King? I don't know why she keeps doing it. I'm like, why do you just stop by your head?
I don't know why I talk to you. I just do it every time I talk to you, I think.
I think so. I think I make you nervous. It's a good thing I'm so compassionate, though.
Yeah, no. Carly's taking care of me. I saw an older woman with her older daughter walking down the street one day, and I said, look, Nicole, they were holding hands. I said, look, Nicole, that'll be us one day, holding hands. She goes, oh, hell no. After I put funny makeup on you and dress you funny, I'm not holding your hand. And she means it.
That's why everybody's afraid of her to take care of them.
She means it.
Well, at least I'm honest with you. At least I don't lie to you.
One of the greatest things I did to you girls that I loved was every time we'd go to the mall and I'd walk up next to you and hold your hand, and we'd probably go like 50 feet before you'd ever realize that I was holding your hand with your teenage friends.
We've had a lot
My
of fun
favorite.
though. I think
Oh, my
also
goodness.
I think one of my favorite things that we did too is when we went to Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Carly was
Fun trip.
little, and we were going to Colorado, and I think it was the first time I was going to see snow.
Yeah.
And so I was a teenager. Carly was little, and so we packed the biggest suitcases you've ever seen. The three of us. Mom rents a car, like a mid-sized.
No, I
sedan.
rented a mid-sized car. We get there, they give me a Metro Geo. I go, oh, is that going to get up the mountain? And they're like, oh yeah,
All
yeah.
this luggage.
And
We're like, how do we fit our luggage in there?
well, we packed it in so tight. Poor Carly's in the back seat. She's like up against the wall. we hardly got up that mountain. I mean,
Oh.
Nicole was kidding all the time about getting out and running alongside the car and waving to
Because
me.
we were going so slow, and Mom had the full acceleration on, and we were going like 23 miles up the mountain because we had all
Oh my
that
gosh.
luggage in the back.
Isn't that where I stepped in the bear poop?
Yeah, we stopped. We were like, "Oh, look, let's get out and play in the snow." As soon as we saw
Continental
snow,
Divide, let's go. And
yeah, Carly steps in bear poop, and Mom and I are like, "Get in the car, get in the car." Yeah,
I think
because
was that the airline too, where I was just like sleeping and ripping them.
Oh,
yeah.
Sleeping.
yeah,
and the lady
The
kept
woman
looking back.
she wasn't very nice. The woman
She wasn't
in the
very
front
nice.
seat.
So Mom and I are like,
and oh man, you were bad.
so, oh, Carly was so bad. Oh, so bad. So Carly,
Okay, all right.
she's sweet now because I think she got the devil out of her back then. But
no, I don't mean bad like that. I meant she stunk so bad.
oh no, but she was bad. She was bad. We took a trip to North Carolina from Florida, and in the back seat was I don't even know how we were all in the back seat because it was you, my aunt, Carly, me, and somebody else in the car. And when we got to the house that we were renting, both doors open. Carly jumps out, runs into the house, and climbs under the bed. And she's got her butt in the corner of the wall. So like she's like in the corner of the wall. And Mom and
I
Jeannie,
can't fit under the bed.
because the beds were screwed down to the floor, and so they're reaching for her like this, like right to her, and can't grab her because Carla's pressed against the wall, and they are gonna kill her. And so they're like, get her! And I'm like, I'm so sorry. They're gonna kill you. And I'm sliding her out to give to them.
It was really bad. I was that kid.
Yeah,
I
you would.
remember
Everybody
Mom.
says that, but you were a kid.
I remember Mom standing on the edge of the pool, yelling at me to get out, trying to get her stud, her
I
belt off that
just
had the
bought a
studs
brand
on it.
new leather belt that had these pretty studs on it, and she did something, and she was going to get a pink hiney, and she ran and she jumped in the middle of that pool, and I'm like, somebody save her, because if I get this belt off,
And Carly's just paddling in the middle of the
she's
pool.
like, oh.
Mom would come around the other side, and I just skeet over to the other
I said, somebody save her. Well, I did give her a pink hiney, and she comes out later and she goes, Mom, I know that you love me and you needed to give me a pink hiney, but did you have to give me a red one? And she I go, yeah, you needed a red one, kid.
Well, that one,
She didn't do that again.
that time. Oh, and then we would go to school, and I would drive Carly to school, and so I would be in the car waiting, and I was in high school, so if I was late, I got detentions, I got tardies, and stuff. And so Mom would be standing at the front door, and she'd be grabbing her hair, and she'd be jumping up and down, screaming, "Save your sister!" Carly would just be staring at her. I would have to
I
run.
was the pokiest kid ever.
Oh,
now
so
I am
pokey.
blessed with a pokey child myself.
A mother's curse. I hope you have a kid just like you.
Oh,
And
it's
my
terrible.
mother used to say that to me, and I go, Mom, what a mean thing to say.
I know, it really is. Can you stop?
But
You're gonna take my
You
ear
have
off.
some other great qualities, though.
Yeah, she's compassionate.
Mm.
But so I would take Carly
I
to
iron her
school,
shoes.
and we would go to school, and she was in elementary school, so when she was late, I had to walk her in. And so I'd walk her in, and they'd be like, "Oh, hi, why don't you walk her back to her class?" I'm like, "I don't have time for this. I got to get to school." So I would have to walk her back to her class, and then the teacher was my teacher, so she would talk to me, and I'd be late. And so I had to go to Burger King, buy my teacher breakfast to bribe her to get a tardy pass, saying I was in art class. So I would have to spend money all the time. And so I got a
I guess
detention.
I happened too many times, you being late or skipping school, because then
Yeah.
she's doing a detention one day, and I get a phone call, Mom, can you go pick me up? I'm like, where are you? She goes, I'm in detention. Well, she used to sign her detention slips, forge my name, but this time she couldn't get out of it, and the kid that was supposed to pick her up
Never
didn't
showed
show
up.
up. So she had to fess up. I had to go out and pick her up.
And my school was 45 minutes from the house. So I wouldn't go to school in a neighborhood school.
Yeah.
So to have Mom come pick me up was like a big deal. That's a long drive home.
Mm-hmm.
But you always thought that I got a detention because I got in trouble, but I didn't. It was because I was late from that one.
Yeah.
So I didn't get in trouble in school. So I skipped school. I didn't get in trouble at school.
That's weird because I've never gotten a detention in my life. Just saying.
Good.
I would drive down the road and make Carly chase me with her backpack, and she'd have to throw her backpack in the window and then run and then dive through.
Yeah, she'd have to dive into the window.
This is terrible. I'm not kidding. Like, how many times I've gotten hurt and jacked my hips trying to jump through the window. Like,
I had to beat places.
So she used to mess with me all the time because now I'm terrified that she is going to leave me. So we'd be at my grandparents' house and she would have to adjust her car in the driveway so they could get out of the thing. And she's like, I'm leaving, Carly. And then one day I come running out, jack my head, diving in. I was all huffing and puffing. Why are you going to leave me? And she's like, ha, I'm not. I'm just moving my car. I just had to move over there. So mad.
Right.
But that's what she used to do to me all the time.
She left everything. She left everything at Grammy Pops. She just run it.
I nailed my head. I can't believe I didn't scalp myself that time. That was so bad. It hurt. I remember it.
Yeah.
So another funny story with Mom taking her to the water parks was a no-go.
Oh, no go. Mm-mm.
We could not take her anywhere. She would embarrass us so bad.
Oh gosh.
Now listen, I didn't do that deliberately.
No, she was. The mom was skinny and would wear two pieces and come down. She would go down the water slide and come down and stand up all excited and proud of herself that she did it.
Moves
Meanwhile,
out.
her bathing suit is up here. And we're like, Mom! Nobody moves. And she's like, yeah, I did it. Like, no. Your boobs. Or she'd get up and it'd be totally up her butt. We couldn't take her to the water parks at all. That was so
Like
weird.
I did it deliberately.
That was so weird. That was never
Yeah. That was. I mean, that was always fun to go to the water park with Mom.
And then, so, Mom, it's still fun to play with her, right? I always mess with her all the time. And one day I was messing with her and I'm feeding her blueberries. And what did I was messing with you with the blueberries. And then she handed me them. And I'm like trying to lick her finger and stuff. So she takes a blueberry and shoves it up my nose. Like, whole blueberry on my nose. I'm freaking out. And she's freaking out. She's like, oh, don't breathe. Don't breathe it in. Like, she's paranoid. It's so, like, at first she was like, ah. And she's like, oh no, don't breathe that in. Don't breathe that in. Which was so funny.
Which is pretty funny. Go ahead.
Well, then last night, we were playing hide and go seek. We had some kids stay the night, so we're all playing hide and go seek in the dark.
It was Nolan's birthday. We had so much fun.
She is so ornery. Okay, she's so ornery. Like, anytime she can get you, she's gonna get you. Like, be ready. But last night, it was my turn to count, so I go into the bathroom and I'm counting. And she's expecting me to go like 20, but I'm going to 35. Meanwhile, she went to the bathroom before I went to count. We count in the bathroom. So she goes in and gets in the shower. And she's in there trying to be quiet and not breathe. Like she's going to hold her breath. And I'm like, so I can't
35!
So,
It's 20!
the kids
Let's
are
go
going
to 20.
count to 35 now because they can't get their hiding spots in time. So I'm in there counting, and then I'm like messing with my face, picking up my face, and she's like, "Oh gosh, is she ever gonna go out?" so I go out and I'm looking for her. I find.
And meanwhile,
everybody. I cannot
Nolan,
find-
Nolan, he's gonna sneak back and get into the shower. And he opens it up. I scared him so bad. He was hyperventilating. He was
like, Grandma, you scared me so bad. So then I go to look in the shower and I pull it back. Well, we play with the flashlight where it's pitch black and you just have your flashlight. You go around and find them. Well, I'm shining and it's her. She's like, oh! It scared the pee out of me. I peed my pants. Like, I got so scared. It was so bad.
I'm like, wait for it. Wait.
She
Well-
was laughing so hard. She couldn't do it.
So mom takes the boys to North Carolina to her house.
Oh no.
Carly is the biggest worrier. Like, she worries all the time. She tracks mom. Have you talked to mom today? I haven't talked to mom today. Where could she be? Why isn't she answering? Do you know where she is? I don't know where she is. She was supposed to be here. And I'm like, she's grown. She's going to be okay. She'll show up. Like, I mean, like, has to know where mom is. If mom gets home and doesn't call Carly, tell her she's home. Like, oh gosh, shit's going to hit the fan. Why didn't you call me? I was worried about you. I'm getting ready to leave the house.
They have to call me as soon as they get home. Like,
Yeah.
And then if I don't, I'm like, oh no, it's 30. I text her. I got home at 20 minutes ago.
So this is kind of Carly. So mom takes the boys up to North Carolina, and so mom, when Maddox was outside in his camo.
So I let the big boys go out and play, right? They have their guns, the BB guns, the camo, and well, Maddox has rain boots on, which is good if you're hiking in the woods, right, and everything. But I take Dave and we go out to look for him. I'm like, Maddox, where are you? Where are you? And he goes, Grandma, I'm up in the tree. I told you I was the greatest tree climber in the world. And he is 40 feet up in the tree.
Pine tree.
Right? In a pine tree, right? In rubber boots and gloves on. Bigger gloves on. So I'm totally freaked out that he's going to be falling down. Dane kept getting at the bottom, looking up. I'm like, no, Dane, because I'm worried Matt's going to fall out of the tree, kill Dane. Meanwhile, Nolan is coming back over towards a tree with his BB gun. And at the time, I didn't know this, but Nolan was coming back to shoot Maddox out of the tree because Maddox was spitting down on him. So I had to tell Carly.
Well,
story.
but you called me first, and you were in a total panic. You're like,
Oh.
Nicole, he's at the top of the tree. He's at the very top of the tree. He won't come down. And I'm like, oh God, you have to tell Carly.
I was panicked. I'm like, oh my gosh, if he falls out of that tree.
I'm like, she's coming to North Carolina to pick them up. You're done. Like, they're going home.
We didn't tell her though.
But no, we didn't tell her
They
till
didn't
later.
tell me anything.
No, we don't
Until
know.
they came home.
No.
And then the last trip that there was, no, 2 other times before, the big boys were out in the hot tub, and they come in and Pop and I are watching TV, and I hear Maddox in the kitchen, and I go, Maddox, what are you doing? Oh, I got this long hair in my, and before I know it, he's got the scissors in his hand, and he cuts his hair like this.
She doesn't tell me.
Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
With a hat on. She said
Wear a hat so your mom notices.
Yes. Yes.
Well, then I get another call. His mom is on the way
Well,
home.
I sent her the picture, and I go, oh, crap, what am I gonna do? I sent her the picture of the haircut.
Well,
No,
well
legit,
then
his hair was at an angle, like across.
Yeah,
his
all the
forehead.
way up to the hairline.
He just said, "What?"
But then
Fix
Mom was
it.
taking them home and decided to stop at the Appalachian Mountains, right? Isn't that where you go? Where the waterfall is. It's a beautiful waterfall. It's a beautiful hike. We've done it before with Emily. And, you go down like 1,000 steps along the waterfall. It's a little treacherous.
No. You go up the top, and then there's a wood staircase that goes all the way down. But it's like
literally it's 800
steps down.
I think it's 800 steps. That's how the little sign says.
And it has rails, the whole way down, right? So I'm going to drop them off at the top and park at the bottom, and then meet them at the bottom. And so I get to the bottom.
Meanwhile, it's bear country.
Well,
too.
And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Bears.
There was a lot.
Yeah,
of people.
a lot of weirdos.
Huge tourist trap.
Yeah, weirdos waiting in the woods.
And
for
forest
kids
rangers.
to come walking by.
No, on a sidewalk well, Nicole didn't even support me on it. She walked down it. She knew exactly what it was, and she's like, "How could you let them go in the woods?" And what does Maddox say? "Grandma, you let us go in the woods. Could have been cougars and bears and everything." I'm like, "Maddox, you're not helping me."
No one said, "I'm cold. My stomach hurt. I was scared."
But so anyway, they were supposed to walk down that stairway all the way down, and I was going to meet him at the bottom. So I park, I go to walk. They've closed off the path to the bottom. I'm like, "Oh no, how do I get to them?" So I had to go all the way back to the ranger station, and get a ranger and find out how am I going to get these kids. And I'm in a panic, and I don't know.
To the ranger.
I know.
They met you there. You were that panicked. Judy.
I had to find out from a ranger how did they get down.
You know, to the ranger too.
Yes, I went to a couple of them actually. So, and then we had cell phones, but you don't normally get cell phone service up there. Well, luckily, Nolan texted me. I was like, "Oh, thank God we have communication."
He's alive. He's alive.
I was a little panicked. But I knew where they were going. They could only go one way. It was just how could I get to them? That was the thing.
My kids are just wandering in the woods with
there's bears
and waterfalls.
Waterfalls. Cougars, because we went to a trail once by your house and remember we saw those big cat prints all over the place. It scared us. We were like, "We out here, kids. Let's go." Round it up.
We're in nature.
Yeah. There's a mountain lion in Frisco.
So when can the kids come back?
No. Stop. You're gonna take my ear off.
Sorry.
There's a mountain lion here in Frisco.
Really?
Yeah, they keep seeing it on like the cameras and stuff. Those are kind of cool. So
I'm sure Olivia saw it.
Well, it's funny because I think
cougars, storms, coyotes.
So today I let her out, and she stopped.
Olivia is Nicole's dog.
She's a Shih Tzu. She's not the brightest dog. So I open the back door, and she goes out. She's like, and she just like paused, and I'm like, "What's happening with you?" And so I look, and there's a cat on our patio, like a house cat. But like it kind of took me first, like, "Oh, okay, oh, it's a house cat." But she was like, she's never seen a cat before, so she was like, "What the?" She was like looking at it, and so I, are you gonna eat me? But it was pretty funny. Like we took her in, and then Jake's like, the cat came to the glass and was looking. They were nose to nose at the glass. And the cat was like, "Hey, what's up?" And Olivia just had this face like, "You are so ugly. Like, you are the ugliest dog I've ever seen." Like, she just... So we let him out.
My chair, by the way. It was not me.
So we let them out. And she just sat and, like, stared at this cat. Sure. So we just sat and, like, let them... They just stared at each other. Like, Olivia was like, "What are you? Like, this is so weird." So it was pretty funny to see her. But that she might have seen a big cat at some point because she was like, "What is that?"
That night.
Well, we have that bobcat. It's pretty big.
I survived a cougar last night in the store.
Well, I have a story about Carly and her dog Chinsey. And Carly, I would go and wake Carly up, and I would take her little puppy outside, and let her go potty, and then I'd come back in.
She was a
It was
little black Chihuahua.
Right? So, and it was dark.
She was little
6
too.
o'clock in
She
the
was
morning.
like
It
a
was
rat
dark.
size.
So,
she was a puppy. It looked
I thought I was being sweet, letting Carly sleep. I'll take her dog out and everything. So this one day, I opened up the door and happened to be through the bath. It's a bath, and the toilet's right by the back door. And so I'm thinking, well, I'll go pee and let the dog out. I get done. I go out. I cannot find the dog. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We didn't have a fenced-in yard either.
Well, and I hear an owl who... I'm like, oh no, the owl got the dog. How am I going to go in? I had to go in and tell her.
Panicked.
I'm like, Carly, I can't find Chinsey. And there's an owl. She goes, Mom, I can't believe you did that. She was so mad at me.
Like, you can't leave this puppy. She was little. She was only like 12 weeks maybe.
That owl chased her like a couple houses down, and we're on 2-acre lots. I mean, I couldn't find her anywhere. I was so panicked. She was so mad at me. Finally, the dog came back. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
This is why we don't tell Carly things.
I did not.
I'm realizing, Mom, this is a lifetime of us hiding stuff from Carly.
I'm too compassionate. I know.
And by the way, in that previous story about the hamsters, it was 5 hamsters I replaced. And the one hamster, when I buried, I went back to the pet shop and they said, well, did you bring it in? I go, no, I buried it. I am not taking up a hamster.
Well, and
they asked me.
we didn't get to tell the story too about you with Mom.
Oh yeah, this will be a good finishing story.
Yeah.
So, so because of the hamsters that we replaced for Carly, now mind you, these hamsters Carly had were like generic hamsters, that the ones that look like all
they
the
were
other ones.
the white and like
Brown.
color, brown.
Yeah. So I mean, super easy to replace.
You could replace.
Yeah, like they're so
Or,
easy,
yeah,
right?
5
We did
times.
5 times.
Finally, the hamster bit her, and she was like, "Oh, all right,
Daddy bit me.
oh, good. Oh, sorry. Oh, died. Oh."
So anyway, so Mom has Devin, and Devin is 6, right? At the time, I think
No,
5 or 6.
3. No,
Oh,
he was little. 3.
Oh, he was only 3. Yes.
Yeah, he was only
It's
3.
even better. So I drove from Jacksonville. Okay, wait. First, I knew I was going to get him a hamster for Christmas. So I went and got a metal wheel and I soaked it in water so that it would be rusty and squeak. And so I did that for a couple weeks. And then I got the cage and everything. And I went to the pet store. I think I had to go to like a couple pet stores. And I had to find the weirdest hamster you've ever seen. So I found this like gray, fluffy hamster. I've never seen anything like it.
I never picked it up.
It was so ugly.
I never picked it up. I had one of those balls, and I would go in and scoop it up in the ball, let it roll around the house. I cleaned the cage for 6 years.
It did not die.
It did not die.
It lived for 6 years.
And that wheel was squeaky too.
That wheel was so squeaky.
She's got that wheel, and it never even dawned on me that you would have done that. And I every night had to take that wheel out of that cage. Yep. Otherwise, you would hear it all the way across the house. Every night. And or at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm cursing, going across the house, getting that wheel out.
I took it out a lot too because I was older.
So I was in college at the time, and so I drove that hamster down past your house, which was an hour north of my grandparents' house, brought the hamster to my grandparents' house, set it in their garage, went back to Mom's house, act like nothing happened. We had Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, we go to Grammy's house to do all the family presents. And everybody's opens up all their presents, and I'm like, oh wait, there's one more. And so I go and I bring it out and I hand it to Devin in front of everybody. And your face and Pop's face was so priceless. I have a picture somewhere. You were like,
hamster.
That was the best.
But in her brain, she's thinking, whatever, it's gonna die in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we replaced that one for five times. This one won't last.
It doesn't matter. And I'm not gonna be able to replace it because it looks like none other. So she's like, 2 weeks, Pop. We got 2 weeks.
6 years.
Years.
That thing every week, having to clean that hamster cage.
I also had.
I saved that thing for years. Everywhere I moved, I put that cage and the wheel and everything up in an attic.
You did.
I did. I carried it everywhere because I was waiting for her to have children. And so when she finally did, and Logan was old enough to get a hamster, I go, guess what I've got for Logan?
And I think I said,
you said,
go ahead.
it's okay, and there will be a puppy on your front porch tomorrow morning.
She did. She threatened her. Mom never did.
I put it out by the curb. Put it out by the curb. I'm like, I can't do it.
For years.
I did. I hauled that thing. I put it up in like 3 different attics.
Shot that down so fast.
she's scared. She's like, oh, she'll do it. Well,
Mom
this is fun.
Mom's cursed with those kind of animals, though, because remember we had goldfish that lived for 5 and 6 years too.
Yeah.
Well, those live for 4. But honey, your grandmother gave you this ball. It would look like a globe and etched. Like
Yeah, but we won those fish at
world.
the carnival.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
were carnival
Dude.
fish that lasted that 5 years.
Two
No, it was
fish.
4 and 5 years then, because Sunshine died first, and then Snowball died.
But it didn't have a filter
I
on. I had to
remember.
clean that bowl once a week for 4 years. But who knew that fish had personality? Like they used to let me go in and pet them, in the bowl.
They did.
Yeah.
They were really cool.
Those carny fish were no joke.
Yeah, and I had to have the whole burial for them. I had the Dunkin' Donuts box we put them in. And buried them. I took the day off of school that day.
It was a big deal. Hence, that's why the Easter Bunny took the bunny to help replace the hamster.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Miss Compassionate, can't handle it. Well, Mom, thanks for coming on. We really enjoyed having you. I know you were
I
a
warned my
champ.
friends that I was going to be roasted tonight. The old-fashioned roast.
She is so nervous.
I know. She only listens. She only listens to our podcast to make sure we don't talk about her.
I know. I do. But where's my pencil? So don't forget, I'm coming for you, Nicole. We put a little mustache on you.
Oh,
Put a little mustache on you.
is this gonna come off, Judy? Does it come off? What is that?
Did you care when you put it on me?
All right. Good night, girls. Love you.
Love
Love you.
Bye.
Good night.